Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing a spectacular Patek Philippe annual calendar launched at Basel World 2017. This is the 5396R-015, one of two rose gold blue dial models launched. This one features spectacular gold set baguette diamond indices. It's a wearable watch too, at 38.5 millimeters in diameter, 11.4 millimeters thick, from lug to lug, 46.8 millimeters, with a broad 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. For this annual calendar on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it's a natural fit. There's plenty of clearance on each side of my wrist, as you can see down the barrel right here. It's a thin watch that'll slide underneath the cuff, no problem there. And you can see from over the top, I do have plenty of clearance on each side, so this is a watch that I could recommend for a wrist as small as 13 to 13.5 centimeters circumference. Let's take a look at the hardware and the software. The strap, as you can see here, is a Patek Philippe factory strap that is large rectangular scale alligator leather, black with a monotone stitch, a sheer cut side, and a semi-gloss finish on the top. You can also see it is in outstanding condition. This is a brand new Patek factory strap. You will appreciate that it features pull tab spring bars, so you can just pop that tab down with your thumbnail, and if you wish, you can quickly, and I'll demonstrate, easily remove the strap thanks to those pull tabs if you want to clean between the lugs or give your watch new shoes. We also have a Calatrava cross buckle on top of a solid rose gold single fold deployment clasp, all polished internally, security against accidentally dropping your watch while donning or removing at bedside. The case is simple but strong with sheer sides. You can see the bezel stepped in a little bit from the mid case to create a character line that visually pairs down the mass by stepping the bezel in. The lugs are thin, tapered, and as you can see, they come to a little bit of a teardrop curve. Everything's of high polish. There's a vertical step to the bezel and then a shallow conical portion, and then we have pusher adjusters for the calendar on the side and a Calatrava cross on the Patek Philippe crown. The dial is a lovely metallic blue. It is a very finely grained radial sunburst pattern, and the standout feature, of course, those baguette diamond indices. Gems in men's watches can be a contentious topic among watch collectors, but I find that the use of diamond indices, especially baguette diamond indices, is easier for most guys who are not normally into gems to accept, as it doesn't read immediately like a diamond set watch. And I should say, for some reason, it seems easier for guys to accept gems inside the watch than outside the watch. Now, there's a lovely gold dimple style minutes and seconds track outboard. All of the gems are set in gold settings. We have an aperture style calendar with the day, the month, and the date. Coaxial, there's a 24-hour hand that lets you know whether, for example, you are looking at 10 in the morning or 10 in the evening. And you can see that because it's pointing at 10, it is 10 in the morning. So that's there to warn you when it's night. In case you don't know the difference, or you can't tell whether you're looking at AM, PM, maybe you pick the watch up after it's sat for a while, that lets you know when you're in the danger zone during the night, the time when you should not use the pusher adjusters to change the calendar. We also have a moon phase, and whereas the calendar is an annual calendar, requiring resetting only once a year during the jump from February to March, the moon phase actually has a readjustment interval of only 122 years. So while you will actually adjust your watch on a yearly basis, this moon phase is good to go for over a century before you have to correct it. Taking a look at the case back, this is the caliber 324 base, automatic winding, 4 hertz beat rate, 6-position adjustment, gyro max balance, free sprung for toughness and precise regulation, anti-magnetic silicon hairspring. The 45-hour power reserve is wound by unidirectional winding rotor on ceramic rotor bearings. It is a good-looking movement. It pivots, as you can see, on 34 jewels, and it is largely hand-finished and handsomely so. 30 meters water-resistant inside the snapback case, and of course it does drive the annual calendar complication, which is achieved with wheels under the dial side of the watch. Now, the watch does feature that gyromax style balance, the silicon hairspring, the Patek Philippe seal, and 6-position adjustment, which means when you have those features in a modern Patek watch, Patek assures that the watch will run no worse over 24 hours than -3 + 2 seconds, which is quite impressive. And thanks to the ceramic rotor bearings in the rotor, it is largely a no-maintenance piece that saves you the frequent rotor bearing replacement and rotor replacement that plagues most older automatic watches from time to time. Now you can see the anglage is largely manual. It's finished manually. It started with the machine, but it's finished off manually, so it's rounded and mirrored with no milling marks. We have linear Côte de Genève perfectly aligned across the bridges, two different sizes of engine turning on the base plate, plus we have engine turning on a click-style reversing wheel just below the rotor, and then you can see there's actually engine turning at the center of the rotor too. Circular Côte de Genève with engraving on the rotor itself, and then there are black polished screw heads with chamfered slots and circumference. All in all, it is a good-looking movement and a reliable workhorse. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.